is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, and today we are here discussing week number 10 of the GBA, the Global Battle Association. We are your Detroit Steelwings, and this week we are going up against Gym Leader Geo and the San Francisco GiEnteis. So if you guys are excited, be sure to show some love to that like button, and as always, if you guys are new to the city, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. I'm not going to discuss the week 9 matchup. Poorly played, poorly handled. There's the video. You guys know what we're talking about. It's a bad loss. But I got some advice from other coaches. I decided that I'm not going to put as much time into team building. I will put in as much effort, if not more, but I will not put in as much time just because for me personally, it's very demoralizing to spend 3 to 4 hours just on one battle and then we lose. And it's not just, it was the matches before the Christmas break, and it was the Fizz match as well. But like I said, I'm just not going to, I'm going to put these teams together to the best of my ability, but me personally, I'm not going to spend as much time on them. I am still going to battle to the best of my abilities. I will spend all 60 minutes in the battlefield should I need to. But this week, we are going up against Geo. Last season, Geo was, in my opinion, the only win I feel I deserved because that was the first time I ever actually kind of planned for something with a Choice Scarf Jolteon. But Geo's grown phenomenally as a battler since then. He's doing incredibly well. He's 5-0, two of the most difficult opponents that I've played in the league, Shady Penguin and OldManTup. So you don't want to take him lightly. Looking at his team, he has the potential to bring Latios, Hippowdon, Vaporeon, Amoonguss, Entei, Blissey, Aromatisse, Manectric, Rhydon, Ditto, and Mega Pinsir. So it's a very, 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 very frightening team. Let me just double check everything. I think that's the team. I believe that's the team that he can bring. I'm going to double check that really quick. I'm going to wait for that to load. But it's a very threatening team. It's a very physically powerful team. He's got a lot of hard-hitting mons, and then he's got a lot of walls. And we need to kind of balance a team that not only takes that down, but can kind of work around that as well. So we do need to have some sort of U-turning and momentum in there. We do need to have a lot of physical attackers, special attackers. We do need to have some Pokemon that can hopefully nerf some of these physical presences. We do need to have a few immunities. I would love to have hazards up on my side of the field. Latios, Hippowdon, Vaporeon, Amoonguss, Entei, Blissey, Aromatisse, Manectric, Rhydon, Ditto, Mega Pinsir. Yeah, that's everything on his team. So, as you guys can see on the screen right now, I am bringing, I'm bringing Audrey to the Cradily. Cradily did a lot of work for me the last time I brought her. So I definitely want to bring her out this time, especially because he does have a Vaporeon that we can just kind of sit in front of, barring its Toxic Stall Vaporeon. But we can still, we can sit in front of that thing. I do want to lead off with this thing and get up Stealth Rocks, because he does have the Mega Pinsir, he does have the Entei. There's a lot of switch momentum that he could have on his team that I would just like to get Rocks up for the chip damage, as well as some hazards you'll see later in the team builder. But Stealth Rocks, I do want to lead off with that. Toxic is able to wear down some of his bigger threats. The Hippowdon, the Vaporeon. Vaporeon can have Heal Bell. I can't touch the Amoonguss. I can Toxic the Blissey, though, and kind of force some switches there, provided he doesn't have a Heal Bell Vaporeon and a Aromatherapy Blissey. But I can Toxic that. I can... What else can I do? That's kind of what that's for. Giga Drain for the recovery. I didn't... With only... Mega Pinsir's weak to rocks, but Mega Pinsir's going to come through and one-shot Cradily before I can even hit it with a Stone Edge. So, other than that, his only rock weakness on the team was the Entei. So I didn't see the need to bring Rock Stab. I do want the rocks for chip damage, but I did not see the point of bringing an actual physical rock move. Giga Drain, however, is going to be able to... I can sit in front of the Hippowdon. I can sit in front of Vaporeon. Between Giga Drain and Toxic, Blissey, but I can also sit in front of the Rhydon as well and kind of take that on. And I do have enough, so max HP, max special defense with 36 in speed. 36 in speed is allowing me to... I speed tie an uninvested Ditto, however I do presume that to be a Choice Scarf Imposter set. I do outspeed an uninvested Rhydon by 8 points, and I do outspeed an uninvested Hippowdon by 1 point. So if he does put any sort of speed in the Hippowdon, that is bad, but we can take an Earthquake from that thing. We can turn around and Giga Drain our health right back up, which is something that I'm looking forward to doing. I think Cradily is going to do really well. Like I said, the big physical threats on his team that I want to get rocks up for are that Entei and Mega Pinsir, just so I can get as much damage off on those things as humanly possible. Next up, hopefully going to be our late game sweeper. We do have here Krookodile, the Choice Scarf Moxie set, knock off Earthquake, Superpower, and Beat Up. 196 HP, 252 attack with an Adamant Nature, 60 in speed. With a choice Scarf, we are outspeeding the entire team. So we are outspeeding a timid Latios. Yeah, that's 1.5, that's 180. We're outspeeding a timid Latios with this. Knockoff, Earthquake, Superpower, and Beat Up. He doesn't really have a good Dark Resist other than Aromatisse. And unless I'm missing something, he doesn't have a Dark Resist outside of Aromatisse. So I want to see if I can do something with Beat Up again. I feel like that'd be really fun. An Adamant Beat Up from this much physical presence is definitely going to hurt his team. Other than that, Knockoff is going to be able to... I can one-shot the Latios, right? He's not like a super max HP like Colberberry set. Hippowdon kind of walls this thing. Vaporeon, his core of Hippowdon, Vaporeon, and Amoonguss kind of take this thing out. So we do got to work around that. But if we can whittle down the core and hopefully get maybe a Moxie boost or two, we can definitely start to work. Earthquake to take advantage of the stab. It's going to hit Entei super effectively. It'll hit Manectric super effectively. Rhydon super effectively. The Knockoff, obviously, for the utility behind it. Superpower will be able to two-shot the Blissey, provided he's a max HP, max defense set, even after the attack drop. So we can kind of mess around with that there. And then, like I said, Beat Up for shenanigans. I might want to put... Debating putting Stone Edge on this thing instead of Beat Up, now that I think about it. Because Beat Up's fun, it's nice, but... Mega Pinsir, I can't really... Let me check something here really quickly. I'm going to run a calc right quick. And I'm going to see... I want to see what kind of damage I can do to a Mega Pinsir, because I don't really think I can touch it with this set, honestly, now that I'm looking at it. Let's just run... Let's just run an Adamant. Can't hit it with Earth. Stone Edge might be the better play. I might want to just run Rock Slide as well, just to be safe. Let's run Rock Slide as well, just to be safe, because I can still kill that thing on the Rock Slide, I assume. Yeah, with the Rock Slide, I do have a still 100% chance to kill a Mega Pinsir from full. So we'll put Rock Slide on there instead of Beat Up. It's nice to have. It's nice to have for it, but looking at that, I didn't want to. All of a sudden just get walled by a Mega Pinsir. So that's going to be our Krookodile set. Hopefully, like I said, once we can whittle down some of his core, hopefully with enough of these hazards up, we can actually, let me put that back up there. So hopefully we can just get to edit my notes about the match. So hopefully we can do some stuff with that. I'm glad that I caught that, because I didn't want Mega Pinsir to just kind of wall this Krookodile if I'm locked in Earthquake. So next up, we've got post-hardcore the Staraptor here. We're not bringing our choice Reckless set. We're bringing a leftover set with Intimidate, U-Turn, Defog, Brave Bird, and Close Combat. Defog's my only real means of hazard removal on this team, and it's super unfortunate because much as I want hazards up, if he does get some sort of hazards up that I don't really like, that I'm not super comfortable with, he does have a Hippowdon for the Stealth Rocks. Other than that, Rhydon for Stealth Rocks. I don't see him having any... Blissey for Stealth Rocks as well. I don't see him having any sort of hazard setters. And then his only hazard removal is Latios with the Defog as well. He does have Clerics in the Aromatisse, the Blissey, and the Vaporeon. So Defog's really both of our only means of hazard removal. So if we want hazards up, we kind of have to keep them there. My hazards are a bit more crucial than his hazards, because he does have the Mega that has a 4x weakness to Rock, and he does have the Entei, which is 25% to Rock, whereas my only weakness to Rock on this team is the Staraptor, taking 25% on entry. So U-Turn for Switch Momentum, Brave Bird in Close Combat to take advantage. Brave Bird for the Stab. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the Amoonguss. Close Combat's going to be able to do a number 2 the Blissey as well. Provided he does if he does have like a Rhydon switch, you know, we can hit it with a Close Combat, but you know, it is what it is. I don't want to really stay in on that thing if at all possible, but not really sped invested to outspeed anything. I am outspeeding everything except Latios, Entei, Manectric, and Mega Pinsir. Unless he's running some weird sets, I am outspeeding everything on his team except for his physical presence, which I bring it in, get an Intimidate switch. They hit me or they switch out. I can get a U-turn off into one of my better mons for that. So next up, we are bringing Hephaestus, Choice Banded Blaze Hephaestus, U-turn, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, and Close Combat. This thing does take apart a few mons on his team. This thing is going to hurt the Amoonguss. This thing is going to be able to hurt the Entei, the Blissey. I'm going to do a number 2 Aromatisse, whether he likes it or not. Manectric, I can probably do some fair damage on Rhydon if I can get the Eviolite out of there. And Mega Pinsir, I do have 252 in attack, 12 in HP, and 244 in speed with a Jolly Nature. I am outspeeding a Mega Pinsir. I cannot possibly outspeed Latios without a Choice Scarf, so I went with the Bandit option, and I am able to, like I said, I'm able to wreck shop with this moveset, and I do have U-turn for switching. I can switch between Staraptor and Infernape, hopefully giving me a little bit of pivot on his team, should I need it. Looking at his team, like I said, the Powdon and the Vaporeon kind of take this set on head on. U-turn will do damage to the Latios, but he'll outspeed and go for a Side Shock, I assume. Other than that, it was really a good mon that I wanted to bring this week, because it just hits so hard. It just hits so hard against his team. And if I lock into Flare Blitz and I'm in Blaze range, it's gonna hurt something. It's gonna hurt something outside of the Vaporeon. So next up, what I feel like, I'm not gonna say is necessarily our win condition, but we do want to keep this thing around. We've got our Expert Belt Latios here. Levitate, Dragon Pulse, Surf, Energy Ball, and Psychic. With the timid nature, we are speed tying Latios if it is a timid set. Dragon Pulse, Surf, Energy Ball, and Psychic. If he's running an offensive set for Latios, after Stealth Rocks and Expert Belt, Dragon Pulse will kill, assuming we win the speed tie. Surf is going to be able to hit the Hippowdon, is going to be able to hit the Entei, and the Rhydon. Energy Ball is going to be able to hit also the Hippowdon. It will hit the Vaporeon as well. Psychics for the Amoonguss. This thing is kind of our wall breaker right here. We want this thing to kind of just sit in front of his walls and deal as much damage as humanly possible, because it will tear apart these things. It will hurt the Latios, because it really is, outside of Krookodile, it really is my answer for the Latios as well. Choice Scarf Ditto I can't really plan for, I feel like. Maybe somebody in the comment section will tell me I'm wrong, and you can plan for it, but I don't know how to plan for a Choice Scarf Ditto, so I'm just not going to. If he does bring it, he brings it, and I'll you know, spur of the moment type deal. But like I said, with this thing, we do speed tie with Latios, and we do outspeed the rest of his team outside of that. We've got all the coverage that we need. Hopefully we can do some stuff. I was going to bring, I've got Surf for the Hippowdon. I was going to bring Grass Knot, but Surf does more. Let me just double check really quick. We'll do it live. We're doing it live. We've got an Expert Belt Timid set. So, and then we've got Hippowdon. We've got you Special Wall. I'll just make sure of that. Grass Knot. Energy Ball or Surf. So Grass Knot's actually a 2-hit KO on this thing with a with that. So I could just bring, and then what are we doing to Vaporeon? Because I could just get rid of Surf and run Grass Knot. Energy Ball's doing 63. Grass Knot, oh, that's why. Energy Ball's a 2-hit KO to this thing if he's running like a bold set. Because I don't want to bring Thunderbolt. He does have the 2 immunities. I could bring Roost. Outside of that, I've got the Roserade for Vaporeon. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to run Grass Knot instead of Energy Ball. Because it'll hurt the Rhydon and it'll hurt the, gosh darn Hippowdon more, and then I'll run Roost over that. So that way we do have some built-in recovery with this thing. So that's going to be Latios. Like I said, we're doing it live right now. So I don't really see anything else wrong with that. Let me just change this really quick. Roost for the recovery. So yeah, Dragon Pulse for Latios. Grass Knot will hurt the... Grass Knot will hurt his core, and then if he decides to bring in Amoonguss because he's cheeky, I've got Psychic. That thing does have typically, let me pull up its stats really quickly. It's got a defensive 70, base special defense 89, but it depends on what kind of set he's running. So I'm going to have to check that out with Psychic if he is running more of a specially defensive set. Then I do have the Infernape for it with the Flare Blitz as well to take that out. So last mount on our team this week is going to be Thorn the Roserade with Black Sludge, Natural Cure. He does have the potential for a lot of Toxic Stall on his team. I'm not saying Gio's the type of player to do that, but if you look at his team and you're on like a ladder, if you're laddering on Showdown, you see a lot of his team. You do have the potential to Toxic Stall with things like Hippowdon, Vaporeon, Amoonguss, and Blissey as well. Aromatisse should need be. So I did want to switch into Toxics. I did want a Cleric as well, because if he does get any sort of toxic damage off on Audrey, if he gets any sort of residual damage off on something like Latios as well, I did want to bring Aromatherapy. Spikes for the hazards. Hopefully we can get up a layer of Spikes on a switch and get some more chip damage off on his team. Giga Drain for recovery. It is also going to do a number of damage to the Hippowdon, the Vaporeon, and the Rhydon as well. I didn't really feel the need to bring Sludge Bomb There wasn't really... It's going to hit the Aromatisse super effectively, but I wasn't too worried. I'm not too worried about the Aromatisse, to be like 1,000% honest with you. I am more worried about that disgusting, disgusting core that he has. So I did bring Extra Sensory for the Amoonguss as well. That is going to be able to do some damage. We can kind of sit in front of Amoonguss. We can take Sludge Bombs. We can take Spores all day. We can take Giga Drains. So Extra Sensory is going to be able to do that. And I believe there's a chance to flinch with that as well. 7% chance to flinch, so there is some chance for Hex against that thing. So that is going to be my team going up against Gym Leader Geo and the San Francisco GiEnteis. If you guys have enjoyed this, be sure to leave your feedback in the comment section below. Show us some love for that like button, and if you are new to the city, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. All that being said, my name is Crimson CBAD, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the battlefield. Later. So I'm just a train on a rampage. Is what this is. I'm just... Oh my gosh, I'm in a hospital. Oh, not the donut shop. Oh my. Everyone's dead. Tell me. Okay, you know what? I am going to, tell me that's a randomized encounter right now. I will cry. I will absolutely cry. What else can we find over here? Give me something besides a Bidoof.